In this assignment, you're going to customize your architecture. In order to customize this space, what you're going to do is to enter each one of these components and make changes in adding material to that space. For example, I'll start with the foundation, which is going to be our garage. I want to create a little overhang in the front so that way I can pull this out. And then I'm going to start adding material on top of that. How do you go about that? I'm going to double click into this instant using the selection tool. I'm going to take the line tool now and just draw in the overhang, which is going to be a little piece that goes horizontally across like this. I'll use the push and pull now and create a little overhang. So any adjustment, any modification you like to add, you can make adjustment based on what you like and what you prefer. I'm gonna go ahead and add some texture into the base of this garage by putting brick in. So I'm gonna go ahead and double click into the instant again. And on the right hand side, you're gonna find the fourth icon down called material. Click it once and you're gonna have a material list that will appear. On the right hand side, you're gonna see something called search. And on the left hand side, you see something that's called home. Search is gonna find different kinds of material that you're gonna be able to use. Home is just the material that's already existing in your model. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to search. In this case, I want to add bricks to the bottom of this platform. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the brick icon here. And here are my options. I can choose any of these particular bricks and also siding as well. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to make some more changes. I'm gonna make a little line from this point all the way to the back, giving me two different surfaces. I have the bottom surface and also the top surface. I'm gonna add bricks to the bottom surface and not to the top. So how do you add material? You simply click on the material you want and hover over to the surface you want to add material to and click once. I'll orbit to the other side and do the same. I'm actually going to draw a line to create a distinction between the roof line and the foundation. Go ahead, do the same thing. Click on the material and click once and you should see yourself enabling the paint of a brick. What's really cool is that this is actually real material. So if I zoom in, you will see actually real brick. Similarly to the wood texture, it's the same thing. It's actually real material. Your goal in this exercise, in this assignment, is to customize the entire architecture and making it your own. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on and add a few more detail and show you a couple more things that I think will be useful. I'm gonna go ahead and double click inside the next block, which is going to be your this little room above the garage. I'm gonna double click on here. If you want to simply go in and say add wood material, you click on the wood material, and all you have to do is just click it on all four sides, and you will be able to then add the material to this block. Let me zoom back out a little bit because I want the one in the back as well. Or if you are not satisfied and you want to create some design that goes from the bottom up, you can also make modifications to that. By doing that, you go ahead and click on the selection tool, double click on the instant of this block, and use the line tool and start making modification to the block itself. I'm actually going to add some brick texture to this. So I'm going to create two lines, something along that line. I'm going to use the push and pull. I'm going to pull this out just a little bit, just create a little of a texture. Then I'm going to use the brick again on the bottom and simply paint in the surfaces that I want to change the material. I'm gonna orbit all the way around, O for orbit, and do the same thing on this side. I'm gonna add just a little bit more brick material on this side. Orbit, so I can see at the bottom of this. L is for line. And same thing, I'm gonna go ahead and use the push and pull and pull this out and use the brick material and paint that real quick. So once I have that, I can kind of see the brick material ties into the top and progressively move forward and above. If you want to add more roof line to the top portion, you can simply do that as well. I'm gonna go ahead and go all the way to the top one using the selection tool and use this particular object. Double click to go inside the instant, take the line tool and just draw straight lines across to create, and I'm gonna draw a line from the top, from here all the way down to the bottom. What that does is it create a section for me to create a surface. So if I want to create an overhang all the way across like this, and this one sticks out a little bit, I can simply do that as well. And then I can now add the material. So if I want to go in and add a different kind of wood material on top here, I'm able to kind of isolate that and make modification to this architecture. Your goal in this assignment is to simply modify the entire object to however you like. So if you want to go crazy with this, for example, if I want to go in and add some really cool texture to this portion, I can go in, take the line tool. If I want to go in and create some decorative detail, for example, some geometric triangular division between one space to the next, I can just go ahead and do that as well. So it's really depending on what you prefer and how you want to customize this space. I can pull this one out, I can push this one in, whatever you prefer. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to create some cool spaces now. All right, once I have those pieces, I can go in and start really putting in some texture if you like. If you want, for example, stone, click on stone. If you want, for example, pattern, click on pattern. If you want colors, click on colors. And you have a wide variety of textures here. So I'm going and use maybe just bricks and siding. So I'm going to use this siding here to add into this material. And I'm going to add to the bottom of this as well. And I will continue through, maybe add in a white siding. So I have a contrast between the brown and the white. So I'm gonna add these two textures in here. And maybe this one will be white. So just exchanging back and forth between the two texture. And I'm gonna go ahead and do white on this space, and then the brown one will be on this guy. And I'm gonna do brown on this side as well. Again, you can wrap it all the way around if you like to. And once you are satisfied, you wanna see what it looks like, simply use the selection tool, click on the outside, and you will get to see what your building will look like. So have fun with this process. And once you're done, go ahead and export it as a PNG file. If you want to submit in two different views, one from the front and one from the back, that will give me a wider range of understanding as to how much credit I will be giving you depending on how complete the building is going to be.